because I don't want to just be known for one thing, I'm more than just doing makeup. I'm more than just this, and I feel like we're so lucky to have different streams of social media where you can literally be whoever you want.
What did you want to be?
It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Who are you? And what do you want?
You should be the hero of your own story. You should see yourself conquering, the dramatic action of whatever you're trying to do.
All right. Today I'm joined by an awesome individual, a fellow model. I'll get into that story later. YouTuber, internet personality, good friend of mine, Melisa. What's up, Mel? Welcome to the show.
Wait, you're done complimenting me? I thought you were gonna go on for like 10 minutes. Oh,
My
I
bad,
was
my bad,
getting
my bad.
the rhythm of it,
Oh, you're enjoying that? No, definitely. I'm not done. Trust me, we've got a long episode. The compliments don't end at the
They
intro.
don't end there.
They don't end at the intro. Trust me. Dude, thanks for being on the show. And I, you know, most people don't know that the people I have on the show, I've probably interacted with like once or twice.
Yeah.
But I guess we should give the people a bit of a backstory of how we know each other because I think you're only one of out of 10, let's say 10 people I've interviewed,
Yeah.
I think you're one of the few that I've met in person. So you want to tell the story?
The story brings back really hard, sad memories. But yeah, we met back in Zim through the days when we were starting, I guess, or trying to pursue our modeling careers.
Yeah.
We didn't have any specific modeling genre. Whatever gig we got, we kind of took it.
Yeah.
And the one we met, we we signed contracts and everything, which personally for me was my first modeling contract, so it felt legit. And we were told we'd be paid. How much is it? $20? Would be
Yeah,
20 bucks.
dude, $20 US, that was our pay
Yeah, that
for
that
the
was.
show. Yeah.
I was gonna
I
change
mean,
it to ones and just splash it around.
yeah, and I mean to be fair, at that time we were like still in high school and getting $20 just to walk on a runway. That
Oh
was like,
god,
oh, I'm making money.
I was gonna buy all the airtime I could get.
Yeah. Ah,
Um,
that's mad.
but yeah, long story short, we didn't get paid, and we pursued this guy for like for our $20.
Dude, imagine, guys, to all you listening, imagine the audacity an event planner has to have for you guys to sign a contract and for him to be dodging with a meager $20,
20
bro.
bucks.
$20, bro.
Oh, and he was going
And
on radio shows talking about
mm,
like his other projects and his
yeah,
sponsors and things like that.
he seemed like a guy who was well put together.
He looked legit.
Yeah. Nah, I don't even remember the name. I mean, I don't really remember the event, and I guess yeah, it's not like I don't want to remember personally.
Yeah,
It's just it
exactly.
is what it is. It's just a funny situation, and now that I think of it, I think that's when our friendship kind of kicked off because we're in in each other's DMs on WhatsApp. I'm like, yo, dude, did you get paid?
Did you
It's
get
like,
paid? I didn't
nah,
get
I,
paid.
I didn't get paid. And then you're like, okay, let's text this dude. We're texting, and this dude is just like MIA. And then we started exchanging funny, like we just made jokes about it. We're not
Exactly.
so pissed, but it became so comical, and
Yeah, exactly.
it was one massive, ridiculous, like massively ridiculous situation. And uh, if I remember correctly, dude, you met. I think you ran into him in person the one time, and you called me.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you just unlocked a memory. I completely forgot about that.
That was crazy. Like, you called me. I'm like, hey, what's up? Is everything okay? I was like, yeah. I just walked past the dude, and he looked right at me,
No, oh my gosh.
and he was walking past me, and he looked down.
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
remember I met him again. Oh my gosh, I remember. I had some interview, I think it was for Miss Zim, Miss Harare Junior. One of those things. I had a
Ooh, I'm sorry to
video.
cut you off there. I'm such a bad host, guys. How can I forget? We've got Miss Harare Zim, former Miss Harare Zim in the building. Yeah, but she'll get to that story. Yeah, continue.
I had a radio interview or something, and he happened to be there because he was sponsoring something, and we were in the same car because they took me back home, and it was
Oh,
so awkward.
that must have been super awkward. Did you bring it
Oh,
up though?
I did. Dude, it was $20, and I was what 18,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah. I'll email you.
Email me about
Never.
20 bucks, dude.
The thing- I thought he was being
Pico cash me
professional.
Mariangu right now.
I thought he was being professional, my guy.
That is, dude. I don't know how much of a cheapskate do you have to be to
That
not
much.
pay out 20 bucks?
That much. We didn't even get photos from that show, right?
No, dude, not even the photos.
So we could literally be making this whole thing up. There's no proof. Just take our word
Yeah,
for it.
there's no evidence. I think we got people can corroborate the story. Floret, we'll
Oh,
have to hit her up
right.
because she was in the same boat. We never got paid. But I don't understand. You know, when someone is going through something, I'd appreciate that. Something happened with the project. Things didn't turn out as I thought, so the payment might be delayed. Instead of just ignoring people, that's so
But
unprofessional.
the thing is, we talk about it now like, oh, it's so unprofessional. But the sad part is with the Zim modeling industry, as per se, that's kind of the norm.
Yeah.
If there's a photographer or a designer that wants to showcase their work, they'll just post on WhatsApp looking for girls to model on Saturday, and then any girl just wants their picture taken. It's not taken as a serious industry, you know, and that
Yeah,
that just
that's the
kind
sad
of
thing about it. Yeah.
makes people demotivated to take it
Mhm.
seriously. Um, there's one modeling agency in Zim that I really like,
Mhm.
and it's run by a lady called Judith Claire Williams. She's also a photographer.
Which
I
agency?
um I
Is
think
it?
she's part of what's it called, Zim Top
So it's
Model.
Zim Top Model. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Top Model Zim.
she's part of that. She does a training course where she teaches you how to walk, how to do makeup, how to like
Doing
hold
training,
yourself.
yeah, $100.
Yee, you think our
I,
training
I'm
is
not. I'm
free?
not laughing. Like, yeah, she's got every right to charge, but I'm laughing at the fact that guys, at that time, hundred
Yeah,
bucks was a lot for
it
me,
was. It was textbooks, wasn't it? It was, you could
dude.
buy your text and your
It was
protractor.
textbooks. Hey, bro, it was insane. Like, I really wanted to be part of it, but I was like, hey,
Yeah.
$100 right now. There's a lot I could do when I got $100. Mm,
But yeah,
that
the
yeah.
modeling industry in Zim is just, it just needs a lot of work. That's all I'm gonna say. Both pageants,
Yeah.
runway, and portrait photography, all of it.
Yeah, I guess the economy and it just influences the everything else and makes things a bit more difficult. But
Yeah,
anyway, we're not here to complain, okay? We're just catching up
catch up.
and good friends. Yeah. So now the audience has got a feel of our relationship, who you are, and how we met. I also mentioned that you were the former Miss Harare. Tell us about that. I
Um,
guess that's what kicked off your modeling career.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, no,
Yeah.
no. How it started was I moved to Goromonzi for form 3
Mhm.
until form 4, and
Mhm.
they had every year like a pageant. I think it was called the V Show or something, and they had Miss Goromonzi, and I was like, "Psh, why not? You know." So I signed up, and then they send you home for like 2 days or so to go get your stuff, get your hair done.
Mhm.
And I took part, and that was the first pageant I won, was Miss Gurmon's. And then time went by, and I think it was on Instagram. Someone sent me the flyer to apply for Miss Harare Junior, and I was like,
Mm.
that's like the big leagues, you know.
It's the big
That's the
leagues.
big league.
What little old me doesn't even have no hope to compete, but
Exactly.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, the thing is, my family has always been supportive if I want to do something.
Mm.
And they were like, yeah, go for it, whatnot, whatnot. And I went for it. And I didn't win. I was second princess, Miss Harare Jr. Florette won.
Ah, okay, you're a second princess.
Yeah.
Ah, so I guess that's how you also met Floret.
Yeah, that's when I first met Florette.
Ah, Flo is awesome.
And then first princess was this girl called Vanessa. She's now a fashion designer in Italy.
What?
Amazing.
Ah, wait. No, wait.
That's
Hold up.
that's
Hold up.
that's
This is when I realized how small Harare
that's
actually is.
the one you're thinking about. That's Vanessa.
Hodza.
Chimbodza, exactly.
Vanessa is so cool.
Oh, dude, she's so
And I really want to reach out to her and like connect with her again.
cool. Like, you have to. But yeah, so then I did Miss Harare Jr. and I came third, I guess. And
Wow.
then I was like that kind of gave me a bit of a confidence boost because I had doubted myself so much, and I was like, wait, I've got it in me, you know?
Dude, you've actually got what it takes. Incredible model and YouTube star. Have you seen your pictures? Dude, you've garnered like 4,500 followers on social media.
It's
Out of you, like you just putting in the work. It's like organic growth.
That's the thing. It's the work. It's more satisfying when you know you put in the work, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, my final pageant was Miss Teen Zimbabwe,
Mhm.
and I won that one, but the the aftermath of it wasn't so great. I have a whole video on that one on my YouTube channel. It was very
Oh, you didn't fall off the
disappointing.
stage, did you?
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
I would be off the grid if that happened.
I was like, dude, that is some superhero level courage right there.
No, but like long story short, I didn't get what I was promised. Like my crown, um, the trip to the
That's just
US
terrible. Ah,
to
that's
participate
terrible.
in Miss Teen World, nothing. I can't even
That is
say I
terrible.
got a sash because my sister made all the dresses for all the contestants.
Mhm.
All the sashes my sister made. So the
Shout out to your
title in
sister.
itself looks cool on my CV, but the actual experience was, yeah, and it's been like that. As I say, the pageant world in Zim needs a lot of work because even Miss Teen Zimbabwe queens that came after me would message me and be like, I'm going through this. Was it the same with you? And I just had to be like, unfortunately, yes. But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it
It is what it
is.
is.
Nah, I'm so sorry. That sucks that that happened. But again, at least you have it on your CV. But hey, that man, Zim is just breaking our hearts. But I'm sure the experience in itself was valuable.
Oh my gosh, so much. Like I wouldn't change it. It taught me so much.
Nah, you should definitely send the pictures over to me, and we'll include them in the links or in the show notes or on social media when we're posting this episode.
Yeah, yeah.
The people got to see.
They must know.
They must know. Yes. It's crazy stuff. Nah, that's amazing. So, the reason one of the other reasons I asked you to be on the podcast is, of course, share your origin story. But I really love what you're doing with your YouTube channel. You're really pushing. You're making content, and I commend that level of courage because making videos is not easy. Putting yourself out there. I mean, I'm just doing audio content right now with the podcast. I know how difficult it can be, how demanding the procrastination starts
Yeah,
settling in, and some days you don't feel like it, but you've managed to be so consistent, not
yeah.
only with the YouTube channel, but with your photography. And if anyone just checks out your Instagram channel, we'll link it in the show notes. It's You've got amazing pictures, and not only that, you're also a makeup artist. Tell me where all this is coming from.
Jack of all trades.
The Renaissance woman.
Um, the thing is, like for example, if you look at my YouTube or my Instagram, it's completely different genre of content.
Mhm.
Um, my Instagram, I try to focus more on like
Was that intentional?
yes, actually,
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to just be known for one thing. You know, I'm more
Mm.
than just. doing makeup. I'm more than
Mm.
just this, and I feel like we're so lucky to have different streams of social media where you can literally be whoever you want. I could be Melissa A on Facebook and Melissa B on Snapchat. I could be whoever I want on social media.
For all I know, I'm talking to Melissa C on a
You
podcast.
don't know.
You don't know these things. That is insane. Yeah, but the mad shout out to you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my Instagram focus is more on my love for portrait photography and for makeup. Now,
Mhm.
for everyone listening, when I say makeup, I don't mean like eyeshadow and cat eye. I mean like Halloween weird makeup type of
Oh
makeup.
yeah, like she's like a make. I mean, if we were to ever shoot a short movie together, and I needed a makeup artist, like Mel is like the first person I'd call.
I'm your guy.
Yeah, you're the guy. You're the guy. We'll sign a contract and everything.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I pay you.
Yes, please. The girl needs the money.
Yeah, now you gotta be supporting your own, supporting your
Yeah.
sisters, fellow
And then
countrymen. Yeah.
with my YouTube channel, when I first started it off, yeah, I had uh you know how for YouTube the resolution is like horizontal? And
Mhm.
my first YouTube channel was vertical. It was like low quality, like 360p quality. It was
Mm,
grainy,
mm.
no intro, nothing. But I was just like, if I wanted to start, I just had to post a video. That was the first step. It didn't matter the quality, the audio. I just had to go the first step of posting and not be that scared. But then as
That's amazing because it's easy for people to see your channel now, and the production value is like your video, your lighting is amazing, the editing, the music. It
yeah,
seems like you're so comfortable doing these things, and when someone sees that, they're like, "Wow, she's just good right off the bat." But it's good to also let people know that you started with you know
it's
crappy content.
exactly. And my content was so mixed up. I had makeup, I had fashion, and I noticed that I needed to focus on what I really liked and not necessarily what was popular on YouTube. And I noticed that I would get a lot of DMs on Instagram or Facebook messages of people asking me like, "Hey, I saw you're in Switzerland. I want to come there for school. Can you help me with the visa process?" Or I saw you're in Germany. How was it like cost of living? And I saw myself constantly replying the exact same things or
Mm,
now doing research just to reply people's DMs. And I was like,
mm.
wait, I could just use my YouTube platform to focus specifically on helping people move to Europe, Switzerland, Germany, wherever it may be. And now my YouTube channel mainly focuses on that, on the visa process, applying to schools, work life in Switzerland or Germany. Now I teach German. Who knew?
That is crazy, but yeah, that's just been an interesting journey. Like from creating a whole bunch of content, nothing specific, then you niched down
Yeah,
to helping people with moving to Europe, transitioning their life, like just adjusting to life in a foreign country.
exactly.
And your videos are so helpful. I mean, if I was starting, if I was like planning to study in Switzerland, like your channel is the first channel I'll go to because I know you, your content is relatable. We've got more or less a similar background.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's amazing. So after 880 subscribers, which you are at now, and 36 videos, has it gotten easier?
It's yes and no. It's gotten easier in the it's gotten easier because now I know kind of where I want to go. I'm not necessarily shooting blanks, I'm not
Mm,
just posting out there and hoping someone catches it. It's
mm,
gotten easier because I have a set plan. I know what I want to make and how I want to make it. But then it's not easier because I know there's so much room for improvement, no matter how perfect you think your content is. It's gotten a bit harder because I constantly have almost these unrealistic expectations for myself. Um, but there's always these small motivation things that pop up randomly. For example, when people comment on my videos, I realize like I'm not just posting for people back in Zim. I get messages, "Hi, I'm from Nigeria. I'm in Kenya. Hi, I'm from India." I'm like, "Whoa, what?"
wow. Yeah. I mean, that's just how good your content is, and it's helpful. You're literally being of service to others, and people notice that and they reach out.
And I think that's one of my things is no matter when I get a DM, if it's at 10 p.m. or like 8, whenever I get it, I make sure I reply to people because sometimes I noticed when people they're like, "Oh, hi, I saw your video on YouTube. Can you help me with this?" And I help them, they end up subscribing because they're like, "I'm not just posting hoping you watch it and leave me alone." And I always say, if you need extra help, let me know in the comments, or they send me a message on Instagram and I actually do help them. I'll be like, okay, give me 5 minutes, I do my side research. I've got so many tabs open on my computer, like sheesh.
Yeah, girl, be running a business. Not that that's incredible that you and it's not like I don't want to count your money, but are you making a like are you gaining anything from it in terms of money?
Nope.
Yeah, wow, that's even it's a beautiful start
I
because
am not monetized. I don't charge people. This one lady, I think she's in Russia right now. And she wanted to move to Switzerland. And she was like, "You've been so much help. Do I owe you?" I'm like, I'm not a company, I'm not a service. I'm just helping. If you wanna, help me and tip me, that's on you, but I'm
a
not
little something,
charging.
something.
A little something, something.
So, just like totally unrelated, that little something something reminds me of this meme that I posted on my Instagram of a beat maker,
Yeah.
and he was like, rappers and all these singers be rapping about how they got money to buy anything they want. How about you buy a beat, bruh? All, all up in my DMs saying, send me something. Nah, 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 nah. Let me send you my PayPal. How about you send me something?
Let me send you my Venmo, my PayPal, Eco Cash.
like, nah, nah. Like, you want me to slide into your DMs and send you a beat? Nah, nah, nah. I'll send you my PayPal. Why don't you send me something? It's like crazy.
Not how it works,
Yeah,
fam.
yeah. Yeah, that's nuts. But that's incredible. The fact that you're not doing this for monetary gain, if people do want to appreciate you, well, you're open to that, you welcome it, but it's not like your sole purpose was money or anything.
No, because
Mm.
when I was moving to Switzerland and then moved to Germany, I had so many questions, dude. Like I had so many questions, I had no idea, and I didn't have anyone to ask. You know, I didn't know anyone else from home that was in Switzerland or anything like that. And so now I know what people are going through, and they're like, "I'm so stressed, I can't find information." And if I can make someone's process a little bit easier, then why not? Like I still get to eat, I'm not losing anything type of thing. So I'm like, eh, might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, and you acquire a lot of skills throughout the entire process,
Exactly.
from recording to editing and stuff like that. So, for like, so that's would you say that was what inspired the content, your YouTube channel, the fact that you wanted to help people, you had questions, you're in a similar situation, you didn't know how to who to ask.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
sort of
Exactly.
okay, yeah, that's some powerful stuff. How about for individuals out there? Because I can imagine how many things are involved in editing a video. I've been trying to learn, but there is a lot.
Yeah,
Color grading, the lighting, the editing, exporting,
audio, everything.
audio, and everything. So to the person who wants to start, like that can seem difficult when the task or the series of tasks are that many or it's that big or daunting.
Yeah.
What's the first step like someone who really wants to start a YouTube channel take? What do they have to do?
Honestly, I feel like people focus too much on the quality of the actual video
Hmm.
and not necessarily the content.
Mm,
Because you could have a video in 4K, audio, crisp, colors, vibrant,
mm.
but the content of your video is nonsense. Like no one cares, you know.
Yeah.
And even if you go on YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, there are people with like millions of followers, and their video quality is not even that good. You know,
Mm.
I feel
I
like
mean, it's not even quality is one thing. There are people who don't even speak in
exactly,
their videos and are famous.
exactly.
Who's that guy? Kabil.
Yeah, he just
ramen,
does the
like
arms
that.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it is tricky to really determine where the not maybe not quality, but where okay, maybe quality of content comes from. What is quality? Is it the video? Is it the audio? Is it the editing? Is it what you're talking about? I guess it's a
Yeah, I feel like if I were to give like a tip for each part. So, for example, my tip for content is do your research.
mhm.
Do your research. You don't want to make a 20-minute video of you just saying, so, like, because I wouldn't want to watch that. You wouldn't want to watch that. So make
Yeah,
sure you know what you want to say and relate it straightforward, clearly. My tip for
so that it's meaningful, right? And
exactly
yeah.
my tip for quality of the actual video is lighting. You don't necessarily have to buy those $100 lights or a ring light. You can literally just sit down in front of your window and put your phone. Natural light does amazing things. Like if you want to even catch what golden hour, do that.
That's
Just
not
make sure you're
just
not sitting in the dark. For audio, I never use the audio from the camera. I never do that because the audio from the camera is catching when the mailman comes, the neighbor's dog, the TV from the living room. It catches all of that. So what I
Oh
do
yeah.
is when I set up my camera or my phone and I'm recording, I use maybe another phone, or if I'm using the camera, I record the audio on my phone. And then when I'm editing, I just align the audios from the camera and the one I recorded. And then
Really?
then I delete the one from the camera. Then I have crisp audio plus the video I took.
That is then your master editor, because when I watch your videos, I think that your audio and video were recorded simultaneously, but you're telling me
No,
now that you record the audio separately.
completely
I
separate. So
I've always had this thing in my mind that it's so difficult to sync the audio to the video. Is it?
no, actually, I'm gonna tell you the most simplest trick. You're gonna feel so stupid.
Okay, okay, hit me.
So you press record on your camera, right?
Uh-huh.
Then you press. So obviously there's gonna be like 10-second gap, 3-second gap between record on the camera and record on the phone, right?
Okay.
So the thing is, once everything is recording, you clap. Okay, just clap.
Uh-huh.
So that on your audio on the phone, when you clap, there's a spike in that audio.
Ah,
On the
okay,
video,
okay,
you
okay.
clap, you see it. So just align the clap on the audio to the clap on the video, then your audio is in sync. It's
Ah, wait, I think that is a good tip. I think I watched it in passing from one YouTuber, and I was like, ah, this must be BS. But if you're telling me now, I mean, I know you, and I like, there's no reason for you to like
yeah, I'm not
bullshit
trying to
me.
sell you anything.
Yeah, trying to. So I was like, huh, that's how simple it is. So is it perfect every time you clap and it's perfectly aligned?
Like it's perfectly aligned. Obviously, what I usually do to make sure it's like perfect, I just zoom in
Hmm.
and make sure that it's down to the last second. Because sometimes if you just do it like with you eyeballing it, it could
Yeah.
be a bit off by a second. And people are picky. People want to look for the mistakes, and they will notice that.
Yeah. And they'll tear you to
They
shreds in
will
the
try.
comment section.
But yeah, it's honestly a matter of just literally just press record and just upload it. People will gravitate towards the content that you make if they're interested. If they're not, then they were never your target audience. Because what happens a lot of time is people see, oh, this is trending. I best make content for that. And then
Mm.
yeah, you might get views, but the people won't subscribe because they're interested in it just because it's viral at the moment. But they won't subscribe because the content you make is not long term for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not something
Just
that they're interested in.
yeah, exactly.
So
So
I guess hopping onto trends has its place, but if you're thinking more long term, not so much.
thing is, you can hop on trends if it's in regards to your content. So let's
Mm.
say, for example, you and I start a YouTube channel that focuses on, let's say, tech, right? And then iPhone releases the new iPhone 600 X Plus S. And
Yeah.
obviously, whenever iPhone releases something, that's what everyone is Googling. iPhone
Okay,
600X
okay.
Plus review,
Okay, yeah, that's a good
unboxing.
example.
And
That's a good
then
example.
our tech channel, we focus on that, you know?
Because
Um,
that way you're guaranteed views because people want to,
no more. And then they're
yeah,
like,
before they make their decision.
exactly. And they're like, oh, these guys do a tech channel. Let me scroll
Yeah.
through their videos. Oh, they also reviewed this. Subscriber. Done.
Okay, okay. That seems it's really practical, um, and it like the simplicity sometimes is almost deceiving. Um,
Honestly,
so yeah.
that's what I thought. And there's, I feel stupid telling you this experience, but oh wow, it's gonna help someone.
Mhm.
um, so yeah, I used to always hear all these little tips, and I'd be like, they sound so simple, they cannot work. What are the big people doing? People with 6 million subscribers, what are they doing?
Mhm.
And there's this channel called Think Media.
Mhm.
They have like 10 million subscribers on
Whoa.
Instagram. And they did this course where they're like giving you the tips and tricks of how to be successful in YouTube, whatnot, whatnot. But it was a paid course, and I'm like, I'll wait for it till it's free. And then it was free, and I watched it. It was the most simplest things ever. I was like, thank goodness I didn't pay for this.
Yeah.
It felt almost like they made easy money.
I think to some point with everything that like gated content that's behind like paywall that you have to pay to access it. Most books or content like that, the stuff is so straightforward. But I don't
Exactly.
know why as human beings, I think we attach more value to something that is paid for.
Yeah, because
That's
we're
the
like, if
thing.
it's so good, they're gonna charge it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I guess at the same time we like to overcomplicate stuff and we make things unnecessarily difficult. So I think that's anyone listening uh, who wants to start a YouTube channel, just take your camera out, record, focus on research. Don't be too worried about fancy equipment, right? Especially at the beginning.
yeah, at all,
Uh,
at all, at all.
yeah, and what's amazing about your YouTube channel, you started like a couple months before the pandemic, which is crazy. It was like December 7th, 2019.
Yeah.
How long were you thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Because, for example, when I had this podcast idea, I sat on the idea for a while. I did
Mm.
so much research, like so much uncertainty,
Yeah, yeah.
doubt. So, how was it like for you? Is it like you had the idea and you like went after it immediately?
No, I had the idea as a as a New Year's resolution.
So,
And
12 months later.
and the thing is, because my birthday is on the 3rd of January, and
Mhm.
I'm always like, this year, I'm this much old. This year's my year. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this. And I didn't. First, I was like, I want to start a YouTube channel, and I was like, no, I will start a website. I started a website. It was focusing on natural hair tips, tricks, and like
Oh
this.
yeah, I actually did. I think I
Yeah,
did DM you about that
but
one time.
there was something about typing that just reminded me of essays in school. I was like, no, this is not for me. And then I just kind of got a bit demotivated as the year went along. Um, and I was like, who would subscribe to me? My life is not interesting. I
Mhm.
don't do a lot of things to be known for vlogs or blogs or whatever. Um, and then in December, people started talking about their resolutions for the next year. And I was like, it's already been 12 months and I haven't done anything about like this year. No, no, December 17th, I made the channel and I posted, and I was so inconsistent. My gosh, I posted a video and then a month later another one. I only became consistent this year around what, March, April? That's when the channel really started to pick up. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. But I've been watching your journey, and it's interesting, and you're doing well. And this
I think for
podcast is definitely going to help anyone
yeah.
who wants to start.
Do you know a YouTube Mr. Beast?
How to beast?
No, Mr. Beast.
No.
He is like the number like 2 most followed YouTube person in the world or something like that.
Damn,
And
what type of
in one of
content does he
my
make?
yeah, in one of my really poor quality videos, he commented on my video and
Oh my god.
he was like, and I screenshotted it and I saved it to my Google Photos because I'm like, this is it. This is my motivation.
Yeah, I'ma take it now.
Exactly. And it was just like a uplifting comment, like something like keep going, hope to see you in the future doing great and something like that.
Wow.
And I was like,
Dude, I can imagine how much that means. Like, I mean, it's not like, to be honest, I think you're underplaying it right now. That is huge.
dude, I had 16 subscribers when that
Dude,
message came in.
dude, I can imagine that if one of my favorite podcasters just commented on my, that is like motivation for a lifetime.
You think it's a glitch.
You think it's a glitch? It's like, is this his verified account? Let me check.
Is this for
Nah, it
me?
couldn't be. Yeah. That is amazing.
It
That is
was
amazing. Did you ever like slide into the DMs and interact with the dude?
never. I just commented, like, replied to the comment, thank you so much. I love your channel, means a lot. Like,
Wow,
I was trying to be
wow,
cool,
wow.
play it down, like, yeah, whatever,
It was
thanks.
like, yeah, oh, you don't want to be fangirling on the internet.
If only you saw what was happening in real life.
Jumping up and down, like, yes, yes. That is something to remember, and I'm glad he did that. I think I
Yeah.
want to subscribe to him because he seems like a legit guy. Because what are the odds, man?
What are the
What are the
odds?
odds? Yeah, that is insane. So I guess all the pageantry and the modeling and the photography and the makeup it just comes together in your YouTube, and you make it work together so well. And it's really entertaining to watch. However, I really wanted to know what is Mel's origin story like. Why do you do what you do? What motivates you? Has there been anything specific in your past trauma or like an obstacle, an adverse situation that you had to go through for you to be this type of person? Because not everyone goes after what they want like the way you do, and you're living away from home, and I know how difficult that can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's because I lost my mom when I was like 1 year, 4 months. Um,
I didn't even know that. I'm so sorry.
it's okay,
Yeah.
thanks. And so essentially, I was brought up by my dad and my sisters, my older sisters and my older cousins, and they always kind of taught me or raised me that if I wanted to do something, I should go for it. And they always say, "Listen, you're going to be Miss World. You're going to be Malika." How Malika's a big deal
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Everywhere I went, I've been in boarding school since grade 1, and I always seem to get along with the matrons, and they'd always tell me like, Lisa, you're you're good at drawing, or you're really good in sports. And it was always the constant hearing of people believing in me and not necessarily putting me down that kind of gave me the feeling like, oh, if the adults are saying it, it must be true, I must go for it, type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that attitude just kind of followed me as I grew up. In and, and the thing is, it manifests in really small things.
Mhm.
Like in primary school, I was super active in sports and random things, like I did violin lessons. Who does violin lessons?
Whoa, I only know a handful of people.
Exactly, it was random stuff I did. And I was head girl. Did you know? I was
Whoa,
your
you're the
girl.
it girl.
Your girl was
Wait,
head girl.
damn. Well, I guess the congrats is a little like
A few
late,
years
but
passed,
yeah, a couple of years late. But that's
but
amazing. But you were at Gateway or Falcon. I'm not sure I remember which high
um,
school.
high schools,
Oh,
plural.
high schools plural.
I went to Girls College Blawayo, and then
Mhm.
I went to MCC Gweru.
That's so cool. Do you speak Ndebele? Okay, that's all. That's the answer. I get it.
So it was Girls College Blawayo, and then MCC Gweru, then I went to Goromonzi, then I went to Gateway. Sheesh.
Whoa, you've been high school jumping.
Yeesh.
I went to two, and I thought that was a lot. Uh, that's crazy, and it's amazing to hear that you had all these people telling you that you can, and at some point you real yeah.
No, actually, that's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I I only focus on the good things, on the motivations I got. For example, this a bad encounter, for example, was one of my dad's friends came to visit him back home, and you know how you go greet the visitors and whatnot, whatnot. And this my dad's friend was like, Lisa, you're a big girl now, big girl. I was like, yeah. And he's like, university soon. What do you want to study? And I was like, I was thinking something to do with hospitality. And he was like, that doesn't make money. Don't you want to make money? And I was like, whoa, yeah, but
the
like I
the
enjoy
African
this
parent mindset.
interaction, customer service.
Yeah, because
And then,
you're really gregarious type person, and you're super friendly.
yeah, it's what I enjoyed.
Mm.
And guess what this man said to me?
Mhm.
It's a lawyer and a doctor.
Mm.
Don't you marry? And I was like,
Those are my
and I had this such annoyed face. My dad could tell, and he was just like his
yeah,
friend. Andy, let's go. I've got
yeah,
beers, Bollingers, whatever. And
yeah.
it really stuck with me what he said.
Mm.
Like now, I was thinking, like, am I not making the right decision? And once
It's when you start
the
questioning
yeah,
yourself.
and like for example, once in the airplane on my way, because I had my internship. My first internship was in Jamaica. On my way
Whoa!
back,
Ah, yeah. Because you're the girl with the elephant tattoo. I don't know if it's related. I don't know if my memory.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, but continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, on my way back from my internship on the plane, I was sitting next to this random guy, but he was feeling himself, but I ignored him on purpose, so he kind of calms down.
It's like you
Um,
let your ego simmer down, big boy.
exactly. And he was like, yeah. So do you live in Zimbabwe? And I was like, yeah, I do.
He
Do
was
you?
Jamaican?
No, I don't know what he was. I think we connected in one of the stops. I think it was like in Dubai or something, changeovers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm Zimbabwean, I'm going home, then back to school. I was like, how about you? No, I've got like a training for medical, yeah. And I was
I
like,
got training for
got a
medical.
training for medical. And I was like, okay, I hope you enjoy. And he was like, so where you coming from? And I was like, from Jamaica at my internship. It's like, oh, so what do you study? And I was like,
Yeah.
hospitality.
Uh,
Guess what this boy said to me?
Oh,
He was,
I think he was like what your dad's friend said.
this was worse, my guy.
Ah,
This
dude, I don't know where strangers get the audacity
The
though. Yeah,
audacity.
yeah.
This man, in probably his fake Gucci belt, said to me, oh, I never understood why people go to school to learn to be a waitress. Ah!
Wow, the disrespect.
The disrespect.
You know, dude. Because if this podcast was in public, like this guy would be having me cussing on my own show. What
I
the
just,
hell?
I was so mad. Like, and that's just one of a few examples. But I realized that if you keep focusing on the negatives, you're not gonna go anywhere. You will not go anywhere.
That is true. Yeah, this is just random. This just came into my head. Because when you say negatives and focusing on the negatives, it reminded me of this Drake lyric. Uh, Focusing on the negatives to make a better picture.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
no, that was completely random. I had to say it,
No,
but
but
I
actually,
think I'll crop out me saying that, and I'll put Drake saying it instead.
they'll never know the difference.
They'll never know the difference, bro.
I think actually no. Speaking on negativity, I think it's an important thing to talk about to people that want to start a channel or a podcast or anything like that. Because essentially, when you do these things, you're putting yourself and your content out there to the world to scrutinize, to love and to hate. You know,
Yeah.
and with for example, in my YouTube videos, I get comments like, go back to your home or go back to your country or
Bruh, I remember seeing a screenshot and I'm like, what
exactly.
the hell is your problem?
It's
How bad of a place do you have to be in to go onto somebody's YouTube channel to spew hate?
exactly. And and the thing is, oh my gosh, what I learned is wanting to be famous or viral, it's bittersweet. I had one reel on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
that got like 700,000 views
Whoa, dude.
and it
That's
had
more than all my views combined since the day my account was created. But okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
it it had like negative comments. Like, sheesh, people did not hold back.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But then how did you get like mentally and emotionally over that? That must have been rough.
I think it was the fact that, let's say, for one bad comment, there would be one completely random stranger. I don't know this person that would reply and be like, "Oh, look at you taking time out of your day to insult someone else." And I'd be like, "Ah, a stranger is backing
Yeah,
me up."
yeah,
They could literally have just read that comment and moved on, you know?
yeah.
And that's when I kind of realized that in in life in general, there will be people that are there just to bring you down. But I always try to see it as it's part of the journey. Like, and here's my, it's not a motto, but something I tell myself. For every bad comment, those people are increasing my engagement and uplifting my content. So I'm like, keep them coming because now my engagement is high. I'm getting more followers.
I'm
Thank
getting
you.
more followers. Yeah.
Thank
Any publicity is good publicity. Bring it.
you.
If at all you're helping me.
Like, oh, I'm like, you got more. Is that all you got? Is that all
Is
you
that
got?
all you got? Oh, share to your other haters. Did you ask your friends? Ask them what they think. Bring them, bring them.
Tell them to tell me.
Add them in the comments. Ask them to comment too.
Tell them to dislike and then comment and then share.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I think sometimes just one person, one good person makes up for 1,000 a-holes, you know? Yeah, so there is hope in the world. And I mean, like you said, you're putting yourself out there, content. People can either love it or hate it. It's up to them. If you hate it, they're
yeah.
definitely not for you. You don't want them liking or subscribing. They're not your target audience anyway. Are there like any mental tools or techniques or anything you another motto is saying how you deal with the emotional or mental uh impact
That's
that
so true.
makes? Like, how do you navigate that? Because I know a lot of people really want to start putting out content,
Yeah.
but they're really afraid of, criticism or people just being mean in general. How do you uh, deal with that?
I think whenever, like I said, you want to make content and make it public, you just need to have, I don't want to sound mean, but you need a bit of thick skin. And you need to be that kind of person that's like, you know what, this is my content. If you don't like it, sorry, but you're not my target audience. You're not the only person I'm trying to show my content to. You can watch my video, thanks, that's a view. But if you don't like it, oh well, you know? And one really important thing which I actually still need to learn on my like by myself is you should not focus on that. If you see the bad comments, okay, you saw it, acknowledge it, and be like, okay, thanks for your non-constructive criticism, and then move on and make your next content because the content you make after that negative comment could be the one that makes you go viral, could be the one that actually, you know, kicks up your channel or your podcast. So just don't let the negative content stop you, comments stop you from pursuing what you actually want to do, you know? Because that's where a lot of people kind of just fall from listening to the comments and just be like, oh, okay, if since those three people don't like my content, I guess I should stop. Like, no, who are they?
Again, I mean, we're human. It will get to you, maybe for like a minute, 10. But I guess, yeah, like you said, it's all about thick skin and just remembering why you started and just just keep making the content. So, there's something I really want to go back to.
Yeah,
Out of
exactly.
curiosity, if we don't have to talk about it if it's uncomfortable, I understand. You mentioned that your mom passed away when you were quite young. Did that have any impact or influence?
Um, it did, uh, because, well, first of all, in terms of sometimes I would always feel kind of alone, as per se, because I would always be like, oh, my older sisters, they knew her, my dad knew her. I kind of felt like an outsider who had no memory of her, but they had, type of thing. Um, but then what really made it better was they made sure to always tell me stories about her, or how I was like when she was there, how she was like with me, and things like that. And when I would do something and it, it was similar to what she would do, they'd be like, did you know that Mama used to do that too? And I'm like, serious, type of thing. Or if I wore glasses, they're like, you look exactly like her. I'm like, yeah, she's my twin, type of thing. Um, and it's my mom used to sew, and now my sister, second born, is a fashion designer. Um, like love baking and cooking. My older sister, she's like makes random recipes from nowhere, you know? And my mom wrote poetry. I have like her book now, and now I've got like a creative side as well. And so we all just kind of got bits and pieces of her personality and characteristic. Um, and
She lives on through you guys.
exactly, exactly. And that just kind of sometimes makes things a bit better, you know? I have like her pictures around, and it's just small things. And my family, they never try to not talk about her, because some families it might be almost like a taboo topic to bring up, almost like we don't discuss it, type of thing. To avoid that, I made sure that whenever I had questions of how she passed or who she was, I would go to my dad and ask him, like, can you tell me about this? Or to my sisters, can you tell me about that? So make it, if I brought it up first, it would make it not so awkward for them, They would be like, oh, okay, she's fine, we can talk about it, type of thing.
Okay. And there's probably a couple people listening who can relate to your story to an extent. Um, and I guess it would be really helpful to know how, like, because you said you brought it up first and they became comfortable talking about it. But were you always like this, just comfortable with it? Are you okay? Is it like, is there some sort of healing process? I mean, given the
It's
fact, yeah.
it's a healing process that to this day it's a healing process. It's not something you're gonna wake up one day and be like, I'm fine. I had random times like at school, like not like just at school after class, like in class, in history, in divinity class, where if someone's parents came or during a hockey match and they're doing inside jokes with their moms, I would literally just start crying, like right there on the field, like just start bawling my eyes out, thinking like I wish I had that. It's a healing process, but what I've learned is, even now with my boyfriend, not to hide it. If I just feel like crying about her, it's fine, I'm allowed to. The worst thing you can do in that healing process is to bottle it in, because people don't realize when we bottle stuff in, it manifests outwardly, and you don't notice it, but other people see it. You keep it inside, and then physically you're keeping yourself away from people, you're distancing yourself so that you can be sad. But it's okay to just let it out and just buy ice cream and skittles and just cry and stuff your face, like it's fine. It's like you said, we're humans.
Mm. I really
And
admire your strength so much and your courage as well for, you know, speaking about this on a public platform. I know how sensitive those things
do you
can be. Yeah.
know um a Zim artist. You probably do. What am I saying?
Yeah. It's not like I'm Zimbabwean or anything, but okay.
I hope I say it right. Say colors. Colors.
Say colors, yeah.
Yeah. He wrote
Guys, in case you didn't notice, that was Mel taking a jab at my Zimbabweanness. And that's a nice left and right hook.
just slight.
Yeah.
He wrote a song called Amai, and the song is basically like a letter to his mom that's passed away, and he's basically saying like, what am I going to do without you now? Who's going to play with my kids? Who's going to teach me this, and that song was like on repeat constantly, and I messaged him on Instagram actually, and he's a Zoom celebrity, like he's not going to reply me. I messaged him, and I basically said like, your song Amai has done so much for me in my healing process since I lost my mom. Actually, okay, I'm going to read the message to you. I found it. I said, hi, you don't know me, but my mom passed when I was 1 year, 4 months, and to this day it still affects me. But your song Amai has really helped me through it, and for that, thank you. And this was 1st of January 2020. Like 2020 started for me like hard. And then this year he replied, hi, sorry for the late reply. I feel for you and hope you're keeping up. And it was such a small gesture for him to reply to my message from a year
But
ago.
it meant
It meant
a
something just
lot.
for him to know how much that one song has really helped me in like the healing process. And it that one message, me sending it to him saying thank you, it goes along with me saying it's okay to share that healing process with other people. It's okay to have that one friend or random celebrity you say, hey, I've been struggling with this, but you helped me through it through this one song that you didn't even know I was going to listen to. And just that acknowledgement, you're like, ah, I'm not alone. Because a lot of times with these situations, you feel so alone. You feel like you're the only one that's lost a parent that's going through these emotions and no one can understand you.
Mhm.
But it's talking about it and people then share their experiences with you. It's like, oh, I'm not alone. And so we're in this together type of thing.
And I love you so much for the fact that um, you know you've come to that realization and you're using this to empower somebody else who's going through something similar, and they greatly appreciate it. And it's funny how when you're an artist or a creator, you put stuff out there, you don't know how people are going to receive it. I'm sure even he was worried, and I'm pretty sure people criticize the song. There are definitely people criticize the song, but like we said before, then it's just not for them, you know. But
Exactly.
then there are people he touched and he helped, like you, and you sent him that message, and it meant a lot, even to him, and him responding to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was something so powerful. So, when you think of the experience, so basically, it's okay to have that emotional release, that catharsis, cry. You're allowed to. You're human. Music also helped you a lot. Is there anything else that helped you, like, well, that you're using to,
Another thing
yeah,
that helped me was writing it out, poetry in poetry form. Um,
you've
I really
taken
noticed this
after your
because,
mom? Wow.
yeah, because my my mom and dad met at Goromonzi.
Wow. Uh, but
And
it was the sorry to interrupt, but was your mom's poetry in English or Shona? I'm curious.
both,
Wow. Okay.
both.
Yeah.
And Shona poetry is hard.
Oh, I can imagine. That's why I was like, because if you have one that you wouldn't mind sharing, I would love to hear it because I don't recall hearing any Shona poems. But yeah, you wrote poetry.
Yeah, and because my mom and dad met at Goromonzi, like she would help him with his homework and things like that. And
Wow.
so just being, you know, in the area I knew for sure she was once in
Mhm.
was honestly the one of the hardest things I had to go through. Because when you're growing, like when I was growing up, I knew she wasn't in this house because we had moved. I knew she wasn't in this car. It was a new car. I had nothing to kind of tie myself with her.
There was nothing tangible.
Exactly. But now sitting in that assembly room, in that classroom, that hostel building, the same beds probably, just
Mm.
really kind of got to me. And that's when I started writing poetry. And I had this, I had this book. It's at home now with all the poetry I wrote. Like it would just
Wow.
ooze out.
Dude, it's you really took after your mom, and she's so proud of you right now. This is a part of you that I didn't even know that you wrote poetry.
it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things that um and I think it also goes to other people that when you find something you enjoy, it doesn't mean you have to necessarily use that talent or that passion to make money or to be famous. It's okay to have just something for yourself. Um, and
Is
I
that
think that's
what poetry is to you?
yeah, it's my little pearl, if you want to put it like
Yeah.
that. I don't know how else to describe it.
The one superpower you keep to yourself.
Exactly, exactly. It's not my kryptonite. It's
It's
my
not definitely not your kryptonite.
I watched Justice League yesterday, so I'm in
Oh,
Justice
love it.
mode.
Oh, the Zack Snyder cut.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to that one.
But yeah, it was poetry. Oh my gosh, I used to take long walks. Like I walked. Sheesh, I walked.
Mhm. But is it like what was it about the walk? Like just being alone with your thoughts, or are you a person who loves being alone, or you
Thing
what
is,
did you
the
use the walk
walks.
for? The walks,
This is gonna sound super sad, but the walks were mostly the times I was just felt able to just cry. I didn't want to cry at home because I didn't want people to think like I was going through stuff. I wanted them to think like Lisa's, she's handling it well because I didn't want to worry people because I'm like, I felt like since I was the only one that didn't meet my mom, it was kind of my issue to deal with and not put it on other people. Since they met her, they had memories. It was just my thing to suffer alone with. And I would take walks and just cry randomly. Because these are strangers in their cars. They're not going to remember me. They're just like, "Ah, Twana Ngumskana Ngachi Chemam Road." And that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But it was eventually I started to talk to my family about it. And we had like a sit down and just kind of let it all out, all the questions and things like that. And that really was the biggest thing that helped me.
So just sitting down with them and just having conversations about how you're feeling and about obvious, of course, like your mom as well.
Yeah, and it was small things like, oh, how did you meet? How was she? And big things like cause of death or how was it
Hmm.
with us type of things. And that talk really just literally took a weight off my shoulders.
No, I think it's that's the healing nature of talking about things because you don't have to. I mean, it's a burden. It's something traumatic. It's already weighing you down in a way, but I guess you alleviate some of that by talking about it.
Yeah,
Then the burden is not burden. That's the wrong word, but the pain, the sorrow is like kind of shared amongst different people, and you don't have to carry that on your own.
exactly. And I feel
You know.
like if there's someone listening and they want to talk about it, but like people want to remain anonymous sometimes. Like you can create a fake Instagram account and DM me on that one and
Mhm.
just be like, "Hi, anonymous from the superhero podcast," and I'll know what you mean, and we can just talk about it. I don't need to know who you are,
Yeah.
but just having someone to talk to that relates. Oh, like the impact of it is huge.
And did you only end with your family, like talking to someone, or you had to talk to? Because I know some people go for counseling. I certainly had to when my best friend slash brother passed away.
I'm sorry.
And this is part of the reason I do this podcast because turning your trauma, your pain into powers. Like, I mean, Kid
Yeah.
Cudi said, live your life as if you've got powers. Uh, so, yeah, Did you have to go through anything like that?
Exactly.
Talk to anyone?
I I talk to my family, and I also, you know how like in schools there's usually like a counselor
So yeah.
almost. Yeah, I talk to them as well.
Mhm.
Um, for the moments I would break down at school, because I can't just sit up in maths class and run out crying. So I used to kind of discuss it a bit with the school counselors and things like that. Um, and it was good because one of the high schools, MCC, both my sisters also went there, and so the teachers had almost like already an idea that, okay, the Chimbodza girls, their mom passed away, so there might be a bit of emotion there. Um, so when I moved to MCC, they were already kind of aware that, okay, this one might at some point want to talk about it. But yeah, definitely the counselors did help because they knew how to approach it, rather than, how do I say, in primary school you have your best friends, but we're all kids, we don't know how to deal with that stuff. Um, so talking to someone that actually that was their profession helped. And you won't believe this, you're gonna think I'm lying, but my mom studied psychology.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's a funny word.
You okay?
Yeah, but
No,
yeah,
it's
talk to someone. That's the best advice I can give.
no, that is powerful. Yeah, I get it's. I think people shouldn't discount how healing that can be,
Exactly.
and you extending an invitation to anyone who's gone through that to hit you up speaks to your character as a person, and I'm so glad that I met you, and our friendship, I guess, is now just developing, and you're an inspiration. I admire you so much. Your strength, the stuff that you're putting out, your creativity is, yeah, I just marvel at people doing things and doing what they love.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome, Mel. I guess maybe just to wrap up, what would what's your definition of a hero? What is a superhero to Melissa Chimbodza?
I
What
think
is a superhero?
a superhero to me is someone that has the ability to take whatever advantages or abilities they have and use that to help other people in a non-selfish way. Meaning not saying, oh, I have this ability to help you in this way, but what are you going to do for me? That's not a hero, that's a business person, that's an entrepreneur.
So basically, helping without expecting anything back.
Exactly, because if we look at superheroes just in a movie sense or comic books, you've never seen a story where Superman or Batman said, okay, I saved you, I'll send you my bill, or these are my terms and conditions. Like they could
To be
easily.
fair, I don't think Bruce needs
Oh
anything.
yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's good. I'm a bit worried about Superman though.
But yeah, just using what you have to help other people without a selfish reason for it. I think that to me that's what a superhero is. And it doesn't even have to be helping people in a big way. I've seen so many people like I have this friend of mine, her name is Gracious Maziwananga. We were together at MCC,
Hmm.
and now she started a foundation called the Shining Light Foundation, where she helps feed and teach school kids back in Zim. And it's really amazing what she's doing, and she's not getting paid. She's doing it because she has a means and is able to help other people in a non-selfish way. And like, what she's doing to me is amazing, and she's a superhero, you know. It doesn't need to be something huge. You don't need to build a whole orphanage or a whole school to be a superhero.
And she's making an impact.
Exactly.
Um, I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was like, I think people underestimate uh, how how little it takes to make an impact, you know.
Yeah, that's so true.
And we kind of think it has to be some grand gesture. And based on your definition and the way you want to help people with your channel and them hitting you up, you are a superhero, Mel.
Thank you.
You're a superhero. And this journey has been, uh, I mean, this podcast, this episode, this discussion has been so insightful. I've learned so much, and yeah, I hope this helps people. And please, after the show, um, dear me, your friends, contacts, shining light. I'd love to support in any way I can
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well, because yeah, I also admire that, and that's some powerful stuff.
yeah. I'll send it to you.
Thank you so much.
That is it for this episode. I hope you guys got some value out of that one. If you did, connect with us on Instagram and let us know. We would love to hear from you guys. Till the next episode, I'm your host, Tino. And remember, go out there and be the most heroic version of yourself. Peace.